There are many types of stress, and we know we're experiencing often because of our physical reactions. Our stomach aches, our headaches, we have muscle tension, and quite honestly, we become exhausted. How can we manage this, and in particular, our emotional stress? That stress that is created when we are in conflict with a coworker, a loved one, a family member, our neighbor. It doesn't matter. We're having some kind of an emotional reaction. So welcome to Meaningful Meditation, Applications for Every Day. I'm Charlotte, and today we are looking at practical solutions for stress. And to help us find this stillness, I have Sister Priya. Sister, while we know it's happening often because of the bodily symptoms I mentioned earlier, what can we do to prevent that emotional stress altogether?
Yes, Charlotte. So, emotional stress, as you said, mostly we experience stress when it comes down to our body. We feel it intensely that something is happening in the body and definitely in our mind with our feelings, what we undergo. But mostly, emotional stress comes when I detect something heavily happening outside, and it's a trigger to my inner mind. And mostly we see them in relationships, and it could be anything, any relationship. It could be your boss, it could be your child, anything, any person who triggers, or any situation, or anything which triggers a heavy emotion causes a stress that is based on emotions. So, example, anger, fear, sadness. These are primary emotions which triggers a lot of stress for us. And when I encounter these emotions, then my reaction could be different. Like you said, something happens in your stomach, and I could become more irritated. I could become frustrated. I may have some anxiety because these emotions are sitting heavily inside me. And there could be many reasons. And if I ask you why are you stressed out, you may give a list of issues or list of causes for it. But whenever I encounter an emotional stress, whenever I see that this emotion is rising inside me, the first thing to do is like to see, what am I feeling? Is it anger? Is it fear? Is it dislike? Is it hatred? I don't like this. What is going on? What am I retaliating? What am I feeling inside? Most of us, we just put our finger outside, like they did this, he said this, she did it. So, but then that is an external trigger. So, first find out what's going on inside. And second, allow it to be inside you, but not finding an immediate reaction. Because with emotional stress, what happens is you might do an immediate reaction and go to fight with it or run away. So we always have this, either do this or that, but allow it to observe that emotion. Do not have to go deep into it. Don't have to go into the analysis of it, why this is happening, who's responsible for this, how do I fix it. It's okay. So stress is coming to tell a message to you that I need to change something within me, change an attitude, or give space for someone, maybe adjust a little bit, or listen, or simply let go. So that stress, whichever is causing it, because there are like huge list of reasons someone could be emotionally stressed out, and today we're not going to discuss those reasons, but we're going to see what I do with them. So as I said, first find out the emotion. Second, sit with the emotion. Do not have to have question it, or do not have to analyze it, who's causing it. And third is to really calm yourself down so that there is a natural response to it, instead of finding a reaction, instead of reacting to it and trying to control it. Okay, I'm getting angry, I'm going to say something off to them, I don't like this, or I'm afraid, so I'm going to run away from here, or I'm sad, so I'm going to cry or blame someone. You see, so we all want to change something immediately. That is the urge we feel, and that's why we feel stressed. So then we take it out on the other person in front of me, or take it on myself. I blame myself. So, emotional stress, so one of the solutions is to really accept that it's okay to feel sadness, okay to feel fear, okay to feel anger. But I don't have to go and immediately change it, immediately fix it, immediately find a way to, oh, I'm not supposed to feel it. I'm so stressed out. It's okay, So that's the first step I would say for emotional stress, not to retaliate, not to react, but gently deal with it and see what inner shift I have to do to handle this. Because anything that is stressing out is going to come back to you again. It is not one occurrence. There are so many, because stress is always comes when you are facing a situation again and again. Example, handling an angry boss, or handling a late employee, or handling a tantrum child. It's a constant, it's a continuous stressful situation. So in those situations, especially, I need to teach myself to see what do I have to change, what shift I can bring instead of blindly reacting to it. They are doing this.
And one of the words that you used in the description of the methodology of managing this emotional stress was acceptance.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if you could go into that because I think a lot of times that's the thing that's stressing us out is we don't want to accept that and that ownership isn't ours. And so maybe a little bit more about that.
Yeah, sure. It's a good question because acceptance is one of the main uh, things which we all struggle about. And it's a solution for most of our problems because the moment you accept, there's a lot of peace that comes with it. A lot of, you're willing to change because unless you accept, you will not change. You will not even move a little bit until you feel, okay, I can accept this, I can find peace with it, and I will move or I will change. So acceptance is where it doesn't mean I don't have to have questions, but acceptance means I don't have to find an answer for everything. Acceptance means that I may not understand something, but I still accept it. I'm not saying this is right or this is wrong, but I'm saying that maybe it is right, maybe it is wrong. So I'm giving that benefit of doubt for every situation. And someone may be doing something which I don't like. So I'm not agreeing they are right, but I'm accepting that people can be dishonest. People can be needy. People can lie, people can steal, people can do whatever they want. But I'm not agreeing it's right to steal, it's right to tell lies, it's right to be angry. But I'm accepting that there are behaviors like this. Because if I don't accept, I'm going to react, I'm going to irritate, so I'm going to punish them, or I'm going to talk bad about them, or I'm going to be having that inner dislike for them. And that is where problem comes because the more imagine the world outside, everyone is doing something which you don't like. Outside you may not say anything, you may just observe, but inside there is a dialogue going on. This one did this one threw a trash, this one talked like this one is
Yeah.
not catching their dog in leash. You have these inner comments, like a commentary going on every time you see someone's behavior. You may not say anything, you're walking on the pathway, but you are basically judging everyone inside, and that judgment comes because there is lack of acceptance. So this is how I practice. It's okay. They can put the trash. I'm not agreeing. It's okay to put a trash on the on the road, but I'm not going to mess up my peace, or I'm not going to miss my peace just because I did a bad action or wrong action.
So
And that's
that acceptance really lets us stop and say, what can I control and what can't I? And I can control
accepting.
my response to it, but I can't necessarily say, pick up that garbage or I can't believe that person didn't pick up their garbage or whatever that is, right?
Yes. In addition to the control, so acceptance is not only necessarily about control, but also bringing that inner reaction which I'm having. You know, so if I don't accept, I may get angry. If I don't accept, I might
Mm.
question. If I don't accept, I may distress myself. If I don't accept, I will go and gossip about it. Because anything I feel lack of acceptance creates an impact in your mind. You are not comfortable with it, you're annoyed by it, you're irritated by it. So what I'm saying is the more acceptance you have, the less you will think about it, the less you will talk about it, the less you will have judgment about anyone. So that's how peace comes, because I can't go and change anyone, and I don't even have comment about anyone.
Right.
I give them the freedom to be whoever they are, and I accept the reality. But I'm not going to go and put the trash in the road because that is not my principle. But if you put the trash in the road, I'm not going to judge you. And I'm not going to think about you. I'm not going to talk about you. You know what happened? Yesterday I saw this person did this. So it's wasting my energy, it's wasting my time. And it's also there is some feeling, emotion that comes there, that a little dislike or a little peacelessness. So why should I do that to myself? So if I accept, I can be in peace. Then I can have love. Then I can have respect for everyone. Because then respect is also deeply affected if you're not accepting others as they are.
I think it's a really great strategy for us to take away and practice for till the next time, sister. Thank you so much. And if you like this content and these topics, please be sure to click the subscribe button.
Thank you, Charlotte.
Thank you, sister.